I will call the September 3rd, 2025 Plat Committee meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Mr. Mackey's not here for this meeting. Ms. Stoller.
Here.
And Mr. Hillary.
Here.
And we have quorum.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of the previous minutes. These are from the July 2nd, 2025 minutes. These are posted on the Agenda Center in draft form. Are there any questions on the July 2nd meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
I will second that motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. The meeting minutes from the July meeting have been approved. Those will be on record on the city website. Our next item is the public hearing. So our first public hearing item is the Canterwood subdivision. Address is 11052 Cumberland Road. This is a request to approve a primary plat of 21 lots on 9.07 acres, known as the Garadot property. And we have Grace.
Good afternoon. Grace Wiley with Community and Economic Development. PP 25-9 is the primary plat for Canterwood, formerly known as the Garadot development. The proposed Canterwood plat is located near the intersection of Valley Springs Boulevard and Cumberland Road with the common address of 11052 Cumberland Road. The subject site is 9.07 acres and contains one residential home and a few outbuildings. This area currently consists of 3 lots. These lots are zoned PUD-R, Garadot PUD. The zoning for these lots will remain unchanged. The surrounding area, as shown here, is zoned PUD-R, R2, and R3 residential. Future land use map calls for this area to be suburban residential. The proposed primary plat that will subdivide 3 existing lots into 21 single-family lots, 3 common areas, and public right-of-way. All lots meet the minimum requirements of the UDO and the PUD. Access to the proposed new lots will be off a new public road, Canterwood Lane. Canterwood Lane will be installed off Cumberland Road, east of Valley Springs Boulevard. No waivers were requested for this plat. This plat is in line with the objectives of the Fishers Unified Development Ordinance and the Garadot PUD. It aligns with the future land use plan. Staff recommends approval of primary plat 25-9 with the condition that all TAC comments are addressed. A public hearing is required. With that, I conclude my presentation. The applicant and I are available for questions.
Would the applicant or the builder like to add anything additional?
Good afternoon. Rex Ramage, Pulte Homes, 11595 North Meridian Street. Nothing additional to add. Just wanted to note that we're here along with Brandon Burke from HWC Engineering, who is here to answer any questions you may have. And then just an update on kind of the timeline, provided that we see approval today on the plat. The construction plans have already been filed and are running review concurrently with this. And so our goal would be to start construction in early October and go through the winter months in construction. So with that, happy to answer any questions that you all may have. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for staff or for the builder?
No.
I do not have any. Seeing that this does require a public hearing, so if you're here to speak on behalf of this, please come to the podium, state your name and your address, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. With that, I will open the public hearing for primary plat 25-9, which is the Canterwood primary plat, formerly known as Garadot. Yep, please come to the podium, state your name and address. And I'll write down any questions that you have, and then staff will respond afterwards.
Hi, my name is Baldev Thind, and my address is 1109 Cumberland road. It's north of developing the property, which they want to develop it. So I was wondering, right now I have very good privacy, so what they can do to keep my privacy on that boundary.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all my question is.
okay.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Stricker. I live at 9907 Niagara Drive in Spyglass Falls community. Our neighborhood backs, I guess the corner would be the southwest corner to the northwest corner of the proposed development there. I'm also concerned about the privacy. I've looked over the ordinances and I realized that there is a 10-foot buffer and that there are plans to keep any existing native trees that are healthy, and I'm very familiar with that property since our property backs directly into it. And right now you can't see any of the homes, you can't see the road, so it blocks visually and it blocks all noise, and it's a forest basically. So a lot of the neighbors, including ourselves, are very concerned about those trees being removed, and we would like to be involved in the process of knowing which trees stay and which trees go. Most of the large trees are right on the border, so I would guess they would stay because there are some that might not be healthy, but there are several that are healthy. But they are on the other side of the fence. So I don't know, I would like to know when, I would like the neighbors that surround that to know when that's gonna be surveyed, when it's gonna be staked out, and when it's gonna indicate specifically which trees stay, which trees go. I'd love to be present, or someone from our HOA board to be present, but we would like to be notified of when those things are happening. And you know, we just really want to make sure that those large trees stay, and what they plant is not really going to make that much of a difference because they're so tiny and they're so low to the ground. So, you know, we'll be dead by the time they would grow. So, big concern there, and we'd just like to preserve the privacy. And I think the new people coming into the Pulte development would also appreciate privacy. I have never heard of anyone saying, I don't want any trees. I think there's value to the property and to the homes, and something that would, you know, be beneficial to the new homeowners as well as the existing neighborhoods. And since a lot of the people in the area have families and children that will be purchasing homes in the future, depending on how Pulte does with this particular situation, could make a difference in their reputation. So I would appreciate the care and concern about tree preservation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mike Eller, 9830 Deering Street. I'm the third house in off of Cumberland. The question we have, and we've never got clarification of this, is there currently is I call it a farm fence going from Cumberland Road all the way to the back, which has the tree lines there, and currently the driveway there. What type of barrier or fencing is going to be there? Previously, the gentleman talked about putting in trees that was maybe 6 foot tall, which that's not going to cover anything. So our concern is, for most of the people on the north side of Deering Street that I've talked to, is because of the way that it's going to have a ditch supposedly to take away the drainage, that the fact that there's going to be some type of a screening on that side of the property, not on our side of the property, and what is going to be there for, as she said previously, just to hide things, and also to the huge, large, absurdly big trees that are there. And I saw the way the thing is laid out, you're going to be cutting down a lot of them, so that's our concern. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Barclay Grayson, 9962 Deering Street. My first question is, this sounds like this is a done deal, is it? Because we were here for public meetings a few months back, and there was a no vote sent to the council, and then the issue was dead. So, is this done?
Do you have more questions? I can answer those at the end, but.
Okay, well, assuming it is done, then my concerns probably aren't going to sway anybody one way or another. But as the other folks have said, the loss of privacy, I'm about 8 feet below the property in question, and so runoff and drainage is a big concern. And then thirdly, the amount of traffic on Cumberland Road is already considerable. And this neighborhood, it seems like, would add 30 to 40 more cars pulling out in the morning into rush hour traffic. So those are my 3 concerns. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would wish to speak during the public hearing for this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. I'll start off with the last question first, and if the petitioner doesn't mind speaking maybe a little bit more on privacy and buffering, I think that would be helpful. This did go before Plan Commission, which is, I think, the no recommendation that you mentioned. After that, that is required to go to City Council, and so what Grace mentioned was the Garadot PUD. This was approved as a rezoning. So the zoning is in place for this property. From the Plat Committee standpoint, the 2 of us sitting here, if it meets all of the plat requirements, which it does, we are obligated by state of Indiana to approve that. That being said, your questions and comments are heard and are given back to the developer. And from the city's expectation is that they listen and work with that. With that, Rex, do you mind talking a little bit maybe about what privacy you're seeing specifically on the first gentleman to the north, and thoughts on buffering?
Yes. I don't know if I have access to this. Let's see. Maybe. Nope. Am I going backwards? Okay, so the first gentleman lives just to the north of the existing pond, if I'm correct. 11109? Yes, sir. So that area plus all the other areas surrounding the development would have a minimum of 10-foot tree preservation / common area. So the second woman that spoke, who lives also to the north, kind of to the northeast there. Yes, so there's a minimum requirement of preserving all the trees within that 10-foot area that are not dead, dying, diseased, or invasive. Once that any clearing under those parameters is completed, there is a minimum trees per 100 linear feet. I believe it's 7 trees per 100 feet that is required by ordinance. So we would measure that out post any clearing activity, and then if we had to supplement the trees and the landscaping, the buffer that needs to be there, we would certainly be obligated to do so by the ordinance. So that would hold true to the first gentleman that spoke as well. We do have to increase the size of the pond that's on the property today, but to the second woman who spoke, to her credit, yes, we and our future homeowners want the same privacy that's there, so we want to do everything we can to preserve any mature trees that are on the property today. So I think that takes care of almost all the questions, if not all of them, related to the screening and the buffering. Mr. Eller mentioned something about a fence. That is not part of our plans at this point, and it's not a requirement, so we're not planning to do that. And then the drainage, so we can kind of see the lines, so to speak. So how everything flows into these swales and then eventually gets routed to the pond. You guys can't see the cursor on the screen, I apologize, but following the lines at the rears of all the lots and funneling it to the detention pond. That's how the drainage is going to be taken care of, and that obviously has to be reviewed not only by the city, but any outside engineer that you all have on staff to review those plans in detail. Drainage, screening, anything else?
Would you be open to an HOA representative once those trees have been identified? I know in our construction plans, those are required to be placed within like a construction fence and marked that, not to be removed. Would you be open to having an HOA representative either there or review that with staff as well once those have been marked?
Yeah, so I think what we can commit to is once it's either staked by the surveyor, that 10-foot area, or once the orange snow fence goes up, that we can have some dialogue with the HOA or representative of the neighborhood to the north. Yes, we can certainly do that.
Okay.
I will give you my card, ma'am, and then if we want to coordinate together, we can certainly do that. But I think that's all 3 items.
Okay. Selena, do you have any additional questions or comments?
No additional questions. Thank you for that additional color here to answer some of these questions. Greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Rex. As mentioned, I said if they are meeting all the plat requirements by the state, we are required to approve this. I appreciate everyone's comments today. As staff, we will take those back and continue to work with the builder on this. I thank you for coming today and speaking and participating in the public process. With that, do I have a motion for this item?
Motion to approve.
I will second that motion. Kay, can we have a roll call, please?
Aye.
Aye. With that, the motion passes on this. Our next item before us today is the Bowser subdivision. This is located at 6630 East 96th Street, at PP 25-11.
Good afternoon. Grace Wiley with Community and Economic Development. PP 2511 is the Bowser subdivision. The proposed Bowser plat is located near the intersection of Hamilton Hills Drive and East 96th Street with the common address of 6630 East 96th Street. The subject site is 1.71 acres and is currently vacant land. The area currently consists of 1 lot and, according to county records, is unplatted. This lot is zoned R2 residential under the city's UDO. The zoning for these lots will remain unchanged. The surrounding area, as shown here, is zoned R5 and R2 residential. Future land use map calls for this area to be neighborhood mixed use. The proposed plat that will subdivide the existing lot into 2 lots of 0.72 acres, Lot 1, and 0.97 acres, Lot 2. Both lots meet the minimum requirements of the UDO. Access to these lots will be the responsibility of Hamilton County Highway Department. No waivers were requested for this plat. This plat is in line with the objectives of the Fishers Unified Development Ordinance and aligns with the future land use plan. Staff recommends approval of primary plat 25-11 with the condition that all TAC comments are addressed. With that, I conclude my presentation. The applicant and staff are available for questions.
Thank you, Grace. Would the applicant like to add anything else? Yeah, name and address.
Hello, my name is Josh Betts, surveyor with CEC Incorporated. We're at 530 East Ohio Street, downtown Indy. I'm just here as a representative for the primary plat process. Happy to answer questions if I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Selena, do you have any questions on this plat?
I think you answered it, but I'm kind of before the meeting, but the entrances to these properties, the driveways, is going to be off of this Hamilton Hills, not off of 96, correct?
That's
Okay.
correct.
Just wanting to verify. That's my only question.
Okay. This is a minor item, so with that, is there a motion on this item?
A motion to approve.
I will second that item. Kate, can I please have a roll call?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. There is no old business or new business. Grace, is there any staff communication?
No staff communications.
With that, I will call the meeting adjourned.